इसको This is New Caledonia, Numia Island. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. So we saw in the third verse, first part, Vakyathascha vicharyatam shrutishira pakshasamaashriyatam dhustarkatsu viramyatam shrutimataha tarkonusandhiyatam. So what was that? First we saw that you must listen listen carefully to the teachings of the scriptures. Then what do you do after that? Reflect. After reflection, Shruti Shira Paksha Samashrita. Paksh means whatever the scriptures are stating, don't go against their statements. They are the words of the Lord Himself. So don't try to find or argue against what the scriptures are saying. It's very unhealthy. It will corrupt your mind. So as I said before, we must try to come to the same conclusion in our thinking as to what the scriptures are saying. And what are scriptures saying? That you are the source of the whole universe. You are the truth. You are the one without a second. This is just one from the absolute level. So work towards it. Okay, it's not your experience, but you work towards it. That is only we can do. But because it is not, till I don't experience, I will not believe it. This is not normally people in the world think that way, that till I don't have an experience, I won't believe it. But here this is such an experience that you will not be left behind. So who will say that I have experienced it? So we work towards the vision of the scriptures. If scriptures have said what we said in the first class, Nitya karma, naimittika karma, akamya karma and nishiddha karma. If these are the four they are telling, then you see how this is functioning in your life rather than say, I don't believe this. If scriptures are saying that the Shakti expresses as Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, then you accept it and see how the inertia, dynamism and purity functions in your life. And where it is functioning. Is it functioning on the consciousness or is it functioning on the matter? It is functioning only on the matter, not on the consciousness. But the consciousness identified with matter then goes through those three things: waking, dream and deep sleep, purity, dynamism and sleep. And so we have to, whatever scriptures are saying, we have to imbibe them with a positive spirit. That yes, even if we do not know it, but if scriptures are saying it must be the truth. Now, where am I going wrong in my approach, which needs to be corrected so that I can experience, or I can experience at the worldly level and be at the infinite supreme reality level, be as the scriptures are stating. See, that is important rather than arguing against them. And then what happens? We embrace the vision of the scriptures on one hand, and on the other hand, this is happening in relativity. On the other hand, we avoid unhealthy arguments. Here it says what? Dustarkat suviramyatam. Don't indulge. Ramyatam, to enjoy, to indulge, to get pleasure out of unwanted unscriptural discussions. And then the last point here was made was Shruti Mataha Tarko Anusandhyatam. Follow the logic and the reasoning as given in the scriptures. Don't try to discover your own logic. I am an independent being. I will do it my way. No, we don't do it my way. There is only one way. And what is that way? The divine way. And how does that function, the divine way? Through the scriptures, because it is his experience which he has put it into the words of the scriptures. Just like we are doing Amrit Anubhav, it is the experience of a realized master put out in those various verses in Amrit Anubhav. So this is not to put you down. When this Shankaracharya is writing these 40 verses, it is not to put you down. It is not to show that you are stupid. It is not to show that. Go up there in the chair. It is not to show that you are stupid, but it is out of deep compassion that Adi Shankaracharya is sharing these, and all his compositions are only to invoke the best out of you. And continuously throughout the scriptures, throughout the commentaries on the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita, etc., his intention is only that you have to prepare the mind. It has to be protected, because very quickly it will get distracted if it is not protected, if it is not committed to something. And same way in these 40 verses, in this verse, he's saying, don't dissipate yourself by unwanted arguments. And in this manner, continue to follow the logic and the reasoning as given in the scriptures. Now in the third verse, Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam aharaha garva parityajyatam deheham matirujyatam buddhajanaihi vada parityajyatam kshuddhyadhishcha chikitsatam pratidinam bhikshaushadham bhujyatam Swadvannam natu yachatam vidhivashat praptena santushyatam. Right? Oh, we did 3A. I went too far. I should have chanted only half of it. Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam. Then, following the reasoning used in the scriptures, various Upanishads take different logic. When you do Karma Yoga, there is a logic. When you do Bhakti Yoga, there is a logic of how to do it. Yes, bhav has to be there, but there is a methodology. No, I am going to discover mine. You can't discover, because that is it. Whatever you discover, it will lead to that. Those saints and sages are here it is, who is the saint? Our Adi Shankaracharya. After all experiments and listening to various Mahatmas and deep in meditation, all these methodologies are revealed to him. This is not he is thinking, what should I write now? Now what should I write? No. These verses are a sprouting of his knowledge in one go. Bang, 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 everything comes out. Just like when we were in, when he was in Varanasi, and there, remember, you must have read the story that he was, after shower, he was going back through those narrow streets, and one Chandal comes in front of him with 4 dogs. He said, get away, muncha, muncha. He said, who are you telling to get away? The Atma or the body? The Chandal, the dirty fellow. Who are you telling? Body or Atma? Body cannot get away because it is inert. Atma cannot get away because it is everywhere. Now tell me. Immediately he fell down at his feet. It was Lord Shiva himself. And then in that moment, after Namaskar, the Manisha Pancakam came out. 5 verses. Bang, 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 it came out. Another time he was walking in the Varanasi and he saw one old fellow he was doing, and the students who were walking behind him, they started laughing at him, and immediately he told him, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Moodamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukran Karne, that in old age, learning the alphabetical grammar is not going to help you. Then what is going to help? Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Moodamate. Moodamate, you leave it. That he said, because he is a teacher, he can say that. But he's saying, but 3 times he said bhaja, 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 So you can take different interpretations as the teachers have taken. So in this manner, again, 14 verses just sprouted out of him in that particular instance. See? So it is not that he wants to manipulate us, or he wants to confuse us, or he wants to take us for a ride, or he wants us to follow what he is saying only. No, everything that Shankaracharya has written is after his realization. Remember this. First 16 years of his life, he spent only in sadhana. And because he was told that at 16 he was going to die. So he said, I don't want to die like this, I want to realize. And he went to Badrinath. And behind Badrinath, at Badrinath, he was sitting in deep meditation and waiting for the body to drop away. At that time, Maharishi Vedvyas, you come with me to Badrinath. That Vyas Gufa is there. He used to live there. So from there he came and he saw him. He knew who he was because he is a drashta. And he says, why? So some discussion took place. That's also a very good discussion. You have to find out where it is, somewhere. And then he tells him that till now you lived your life for 16 years in the fear, in preparing for death. Now you live the next 16 years serving the life. First, you have to die in order to serve. And this is what is happening. The childhood has to die in order for teenage to come. Teenage has to die for youth to come, isn't it? Everything has to die. So same way. First we must die. When we go to Kailash Mansarovar, those who have come with me, first we pass through Yamadwar. First we have to die. Then we do the parikrama. Because you go there and do the parikrama with body identification, you will not be able to do it, right? So first we have to die. Die to that will come now, to the pride, to the ego, to the arrogance, to the Shadvikaras, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Maha, Mada, Matsarya. And what are these? These are just expressions of the ego. That's all. So this individuality must go away. In its place, universality must express. And that is actually happening at this very moment. So we have to melt. Consciously, we have to get out of the way. It cannot happen unconsciously. We live unconsciously. Living at default level. खाना देख ले दबा लो, पानी देख ले कूद जाओ, पहाड़ देख ले समुद्र देख ले, oh so सुंदर. Same dialogue every time. But are we aware of every breath that is coming in and going out? Are we aware of every thought that is coming and going? Is it corrupting our mind, or it is reintegrating our mind? Is it taking us to so it requires extreme alertness. And that extreme alertness comes only when we are only 2 ways. Either we are Atmecha Vyavasiyatam, either we are interested in knowing who we are, that is the Atma, or the Lord. Surrender to the Lord. These are the only 2 ways. If you go outwards thinking about anything, you will be broken into pieces. When you come towards the Lord or to the self, you get integrated. Everything unites together. And that once you unite, all your multiple personalities break away, die away, dissolve away, and you come to know that you are that, that is death. Death of all virtual or imaginary personalities. What are imaginary personalities? The waker, dreamer, sleeper are imaginary, because whatever comes and goes is imaginary. Mother, daughter, sister, husband, wife, etc. All the roles that you are playing is imaginary. I am the body, imaginary, because body is continuously changing. So everything that is changing is imaginary. Once we die to this imaginary illusion and come to be the real who we are, then true service begins. And that's what Adi Shankaracharya is doing. First he became dead to the individuality, and by the grace, did he know Maharishi Vedvyas? He may have known. But did he expect him to come? No. When you are ready, teacher appears. Understand this rule. Understand this rule. Never make any teacher that he is my teacher. Let the teacher say he is my disciple or she is my disciple. See? And you take it in anyone's life. You take in Jnaneshwar Maharaj's life. First was his father and mother, then his brother, who was initiated into the Nath Sampradaya. He came, that I was given an instruction that I have to come and initiate you and invoke the Lord Narayana out of you. And he initiates his younger brother. And everywhere we see Nivritti Nath, he is his elder brother. And we see this even in our Ramakrishna Paramahansa's life. We see that he did not go to any Guru Maharaj. Guru, whatever he did in his, whatever sadhana he was doing, the teacher appeared in their life, in his life. And I can say the same thing about my life also. I'm not comparing myself with them, but in my life, at every juncture of my sadhana, teachers have appeared. Whether they were Taoist, whether they were Zen, whether they were Buddhist, whether they were Bhakti, but I went through all of them. Eventually landed up in Vedanta. But I experimented everything. I didn't go there to experiment. I was just being true to myself. And when you're being true to yourself and performing what is immediate, what is the issue right now, where am I stuck? I cannot be, if I am identified with the body, I cannot be inspired by the thoughts of the truth. When I'm identified with the body, I'll be only inspired what is my duty and what is not my duty, and what is my correct duty. You see, you will not get the thoughts of Vedanta in your mind if you're identified with the body. If you're full with food, you will not get thoughts of food. Your hunger is not there. So whatever you are hungry for, whatever you want clarity, wherever your position is, from you be there and you perform sincerely and sort that out. It will automatically get sorted, because that type of teacher will come into your life. And similarly, it happened in our, see, he did not know to which teacher he has to go. Adi Shankaracharya. He started from his home. And as he went, he came across our Gauda Padacharya and Govinda Padacharya, and he studied under them. 8 years old, 8 to 16, 3 years he finished all scriptures. Best student. See? This type of ability is lurking within each one of us. But we are so distracted and so dissipated by the world that this ability is not able to flower. It's not able to flower. So for that, what we have to do, for this to flower, Brahmasmiti Vibhavyata, meditate on the Brahman, meditate on the Lord, meditate on the truth, meditate on the self. Here the word is used is Brahma. Brahma means the infinite, absolute, formless, attributeless reality. It does not matter if you don't, you can take Ishvara also. But as what? Asmiti, as I. Aham Brahmasmi. I am that absolute reality. Is it an arrogant statement? No. It is a statement not to be repeated again and again. You have to take it, say it once and contemplate. Or you prepare your mind to such an extent that this thought automatically erupts within your mind that Aham Brahmasmi. Who am I? Question which Ramana Maharishi asked. People say, oh, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? They give lecture and keep thinking. It is not a japa. Who am I is not a japa. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram is a japa. Who am I is not a japa. But when mind is purified and you are regularly meditating, contemplating on the self, automatically the question will erupt in your mind. Who am I? Am I this body? I'm not. Then who am I? Am I the breath? I'm not. Then who am I? Am I the mind? No, I'm not. Then who am I? Am I the intellect? No. Then who am I? Now this question, you are focused on who am I, but what is the result? It must lead to dropping away of what you are not and establishment of what you actually are. But we don't do that. We are focused on who am I and not coming to any conclusion, well, in the relative sense, to any conclusion, because you are the conclusion to yourself. ठीक है. ब्रह्मास्मीति विभाव्यताम. विभाव्यताम ऐसी भावना करो. भावना समझते हो? And what is that? That Aham Brahmasmi, I am the source of the whole universe. Oh, what a beautiful sunset. It is my expression alone. But what do we say? I am so blessed that I am here. No, you are blessing the it is your vibhuti. You know what is vibhuti? Glory. So whose glory is it? We don't say it's my glory. We say it is the Lord's glory. But that Lord alone is functioning through my heart, through me. So then whose glory? Still Lord's glory. If you say my glory, a realized master may say it, but his understanding is totally different because he's not there anymore. We can't say that because still identified with body. It will lead to arrogance. But sometimes you get those glimpses within you that, man, this is all me. And the next moment you come back to body. See, Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam. Meditate on the truth that I am Brahman. Do the bhavana. जैसे भगवान के लिए ब्रह्मा भावना ही करते हैं ना, that Lord, I am sitting in your lap, you are caressing my head, you are embracing me, and this is a bhavna. Similarly, Brahman, even though it is not a bhavna, but till we are an individual, we have to do bhavna that I am the infinite one. Then aharaha garva parityajyata, and daily work towards aharaha, every day. Why only every day? Every moment. Garva parityajyata. Give up your ego on a daily basis. Meaning every moment we have to be alert that has the hood of ego risen up or has it been dissolved. Work towards that. It is not one day, it is every moment, every day, every month. How do you come to know? Every night before going to sleep, assess yourself. Did I live my day today in the remembrance of the divine? Or I remembered him 1 second and in 2 satsangs and the rest of the day I forgot? Initially it begins that way. But are we living in awareness? Not awareness, I am aware of the world. No, I am aware of the consciousness that I am. I am aware of the Lord who is throbbing in my heart. I'm not aware. I don't want to be aware of the world. What I will do by aware of the world? Somewhere while I'm looking at the world, I'm witness, I'm witness, I'm witness, I'm aware. Suddenly something fascinating comes and there you go on a roller coaster. You will not be able to be alert to stay away from the world. So there's only one place. When we say be aware, be aware, be aware, it is not be aware to the world. It means be aware of the consciousness that you are. Be aware of the Lord who is located in your heart. Be aware of that. And if you are looking outwards, because all the time you cannot be thinking inside, when you be aware of the Lord who is expressing as this whole creation. This is awareness. How that one is appearing as so many. फिर मजा आता है जीने का, फिर मस्ती आती है, आनंद आता है. Because your attention is not on the variety, your attention is on that one. Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam aharaha garva parityajyatam. Parityajya, त्याग देना. त्यागे नहीं के अमृतत्व मानशुहु. न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन त्यागे नहीं के अमृतत्व मानशुहु. न कर्मणा, not by action. क्या था? न कर्मणा न धनेन न प्रजया न धनेन. Not by karma, not by progeny, not by wealth. Only by tyaga, parityajyatam. Now you see, straight away you cannot go to the ego to give it up. You have to start from wherever. What is first thing that we have to give up while we are on the ship? Food. Coffee, she says. But we all have our own weaknesses. Give up your weaknesses. I'm not talking about food or anything. It is a continuous striving to give up the weaknesses and strengthening your positives or strengths, enhancing your strengths. And what is that? Giving up your weaknesses and enhancing your strengths. All the thoughts that are taking you to the world are weaknesses. All the thoughts that are taking you towards the self or the Lord are your strengths. Simple. How more simple can we make it for you? See? Parityajyatam. Give up, give up, give up. We give up the entire world, only then we enjoy the bliss of sleep, isn't it? If we can give up the entire world as in sleep and remain awake. Bolo Sangeeta Mahatma ki jai. Bolo अपने डॉक्टर महात्मा की जय. बोलो इंदिरा महात्मा की जय. फिर सब महात्मा है फिर, क्योंकि तुम्हारी in your vision everyone is the same, everyone is divine. That vision we can't even imagine sitting here talking about it, but all we can do is talk about it, that we are inspired to be that. See, Parityajyatam, here that verse which we chanted, Tyage naike amritattva manashuhu. Immortality is gained only through giving up. When you become empty and don't go to sleep and don't go into coma and don't die. Three things. Then immortality is gained. You discover, well, gained by whom? There is no one to gain. This is only in relative we use this language, but there will be no one left there. Deheham matirujjatam. And as you come closer and closer to the Aham Brahmasmi, or the Lord in my heart, I'm contemplating on that. As I'm going closer and closer, the darkness of the ego is melting away. And with that melting away of the ego, because remember, what is ego? I'm asking, what is ego?
The devotion.
Consciousness identified with body is ego. Consciousness identified with matter, which doesn't matter, is ego. Is ego. So when that ego, the I, is continuously thinking of the infinite, the ego is melting away. with that melting away of the ego, the ownership of the body is also melting away. Don't reinforce it. So here it says, Dehe hammati rujyatam. Give up the sense of I am the body. Don't keep insisting I am the body. Once you have taken the decision that aham brahmasmi, or in your heart the love for the Lord has ignited, your thirst for the Lord, to be one with the Lord has begun, that journey has begun. Don't go back to being the body, I am the body, I am the body, I am the body. So here he says, Deheham mati rujyatam. Give up the notion, again, tyage nahi ke. Give up what? The notion, the idea, the insistence that I am the body. Dekho, it is going to happen, you like it or not. What is going to happen? Body will die, you will not die. You are not the body, is this conclusion is going to happen whether you like it or not. Then who is the wise man? Who has come to recognize this while living, not waiting for the last moment. Correct? Iska maja hai. When this thought catches you from inside, na, you go mad. Dehe hammati rujyatam buddha janaihi vada parityajyatam. What does it say? Buddha janaihi, wise people. What? Vada parityajyatam. Do not argue with wise people for anything. We may have. I argued with Swamiji. 3 months he did not talk to me. He never told me what the fault was. I had to realize what my fault was. I had to realize. So we must not give suggestions. We must not give. Here it's not suggestions. It's unnecessary argument. Unnecessary argument. The moment we argue, our relationship has gone for a sixer, because then they will not take you seriously, because there's nothing to take seriously, because you're not available. Argument, who does the argument? Who does the argument? Ego does the argument. And what are we talking about? Ahara hara garva parityajyatam. So if the goal is to dissolve the ego, and you are busy always trying to, what I am saying is correct, I have a say here. What is this? This is ego trip only. I am not I am allowed to have independent thinking. It is ego only. We are trying to give up independent thinking. So when we speak, we are not speaking what we want to speak. Examples may be taking, but everything has been programmed from first Shankaracharya onwards. Everything is going through the parampara and coming till here. We don't come in between, because what are we taking? We are taking his words and just expanding them, that's all. They are the triggers for me to think. When I take Amrit Anubhav, Jnaneshwari, I take the Jnaneshwar Maharaj's words as a trigger to contemplate and expand further. When I take Amrit Anubhav, there also I take Jnaneshwar Maharaj's words to expand further. When we take Sri Raman Gita, we are taking the words of Shraman Maharishi as triggers to expand further. Don't try to be an original thinker. There is nothing original in this creation. At relative level, there is nothing original in this creation. Everything is recycled. Including the Chatur Yugas are recycled. ये समझ लो एक बार समझ गए तो फिर insistence that I have some place, I am someone in this creation, I am forced to be reckoned with, ये सब निकल जाएगा, सब फालतू है. Then what will you do? You will be as normal as anyone, without any, not seeking attention. ठीक है, सब ठीक है, everything is fine. Because अपना गोल ही यही है क्या? Keep giving up, keep giving up, keep giving up, keep giving up. See, Buddha janaihi vada parityajyatam. Give up arguments with giving up, parityajyatam, vada, arguments, Buddha janaihi, with the wise people. Buddha janai is, acha, you haven't done yet, you will come there. This is instrumental case, third, plural, Buddha janai. She is the boss. I have to confirm.
10p.
What is that?
10p.
No. Buddha janai is a noun. After you do your 13 chapters, you will come to this. Then each word has to go through Ramaha, Ramo, Ramaha, Ramam, Ramo, Raman, Ramena, Ramabhyam, Ramaihi, Buddha janaihi. So each noun goes through these 21 forms. And then it is akarant vibhakti. All the vowels, a, I, I, u, ru, ru, all of them 21, you have to remember by heart. सांस रुक गई. But it's fun. It's fun. As long as you take it that way, then it is fun. Buddha janaihi vada parityajyatam. हो गया time. We'll do the fourth one next time, tomorrow. So today what did we see? We saw that Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam. Meditate on the truth and have the bhavna aham brahmasmi. Then aharaha garva parityajyatam. Give up the ego, the garva, the pride, or the ego. And as a result, what will happen? Deheham atirujyatam. We give up the I am the body notion, will keep melting away. And then Buddha janaihi vada parityajyatam. And give up. Again, everything is give up, give. Only the first line was do the bhavana of Brahman or the Lord, and everything else is giving up. The resultant is like that only. The last one is Buddha janai, give up arguments with wise people. Now when you are thinking of sleep every night, do this experiment tonight. When you are thinking of sleep, the sleep after food, you go for a walk and you come into the room, automatically that idea of sleep, that thought of sleep, you're focused on sleep. You will change your clothes, you will brush your teeth, you will do whatever you have to do, the makeup रात को लगाने के लिए, सोने के लिए. Then you will get into the bed, then you will take a position. And what are you doing in that whole process? You are giving up the world. You have got into the bed. Once you get into the bed, then all the thoughts of the day, you give up that also. Or do you give it up? No. You are thinking of sleep, and as a result, all the thoughts of the day are going out of your mind, isn't it? This is parityajyatam. Don't reinsist. Oh, I don't want to sleep. Why? I got so many things to do. If you keep thinking of the world, you will not be able to sleep. If you keep thinking of sleep, the world will go out of your mind. And sleep will only happen when the complete world goes out of your mind, isn't it? I can't do that. Why? So yesterday he went for a walk. First I went to sleep. Then I didn't know when he came. Did I say hello to you or no? I was sleeping. So if that sound is coming, it's a disturbance. See? So if the world is coming, that sound is representing the world. If the world is still, I am, it is not his fault. I am unable to drop that sound out of my mind. It's no one's fault. I must have the ability. He doesn't care. I'm jumping, dancing. He lies down and next moment he starts snoring, man. Very good. I am also like that, but I can't compete with him.
Swami is talking with someone and I'm like gone.
He's gone. He touches the bed. कहीं पे भी घूम घाम के आता है. अभी आ जाए. He got up at 4 o'clock. He said, Swami ji, 5 बज गए. I said, no, it is only 4 o'clock. It is not 5 o'clock. He said, Oh, it is only 4 o'clock. He checked his clock. I said, okay, what to do now? I said, go back to bed. खटक से सो गया फिर से. परितज्यता पूरे वर्ल्ड को एकदम से छोड़ देता है, सो जाता है. Ability is good. Try to give up the world at that. In one instance, you are able to give up, but remain awake. If you can if you can create that knack is already there to empty your mind, but try to remain awake in spite of giving up. फिर देखो, फिर तो नागराज महाराज की जय. ओम पूर्णमदा पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. Just sit quietly for a few moments. Hari Om, everyone. Off to Vanuatu now.